Hi, I'm Alyssa, your free range psychic. Today is March 22nd, 2020, and March 19th, 2020 was the Spring Equinox. So my guides wanted me to do a reading on the new energies that come in with the changes of the seasons. This was a really powerful equinox, and a lot of planetary alignments and a bunch of stuff coming in to bring us to a really heightened state of emotionality and also consciousness, and especially this coronavirus really being the vehicle for it. So when I do my readings, I ask my guides to show me the cards psychically. I then pick them out of the deck and I ask them why did they chose those cards. Today, I originally wanted to start off with a WildWood Tarot by Mark Ryan and John Matthews, illustrated by Will Worthington, because I like using them for the solstices and equinoxes. They're a little bit different and they're much more nature referencing. But then I thought to add the Ciro Marchetti Guilded Tarot cards that I usually use for the readings, because I thought the cards had a clearer meaning. So I'm using both. So the card that my guides chose is a subject card, the world. This is us as globally experiencing this pandemic. It's affecting everybody, the whole planet, and we're all having to deal with it on federal government level, state, local, whatever the governmental structure is. Every part of our governing systems are being really challenged right now. Our medical systems are being challenged. We're all trying to learn from each other too. What's working, what's not working, who's having the worst outbreaks. For in this instance, China initially, especially Wuhan, where it started, and then Italy and other countries in Europe, especially Italy. For some reason, they're having such a high rate of death. So this is the world being struck by this coronavirus. We're all collectively affected by it. So this is the WildWood Tarot world card. Above, this is the Nine of Swords. This is us worried about this. Is very, I think, really clear in terms of keeping us up at night. There's so many things to worry about. Am I going to get sick? Will I be able to survive? Is my family going to get sick? Are my parents going to get sick? Are my children going to get sick? How do I protect myself from it? I don't want to give it to anybody if I have it. This could easily, depict somebody self-isolating here. So much worry. How's it going to affect my job? And how's it going to affect my life? What's going to happen? How long is this going to go on for? How long do I have to self-isolate for? How long is it before I can go back to work? Will I have a job when I go back? Do I have enough food? Do I have enough resources? And this is the collective consciousness right now. And this is the that was a Ciro Marchetti Guilded Tarot card. This is the WildWood Tarot, and this is similar. This is a woman. She's not really protected. She's not really holding her bow. So she's feeling disempowered, I would say. And these bows are just arrows. Sorry, are flying all over the place. And it's hard to know which one to focus on. Everything's just flying. All these arrows are just flying. In the near past is the Ten of Bows. Oops, I meant to show this one first. Sorry. This is the Ten of Wands, which is this is the same card. It's just in the WildWood Tarot. Bows are Wands, oh yeah, arrows, I think you gathered, are swords. Stones are pentacles, and cups are vessels. So this is the coronavirus starting us on this hard journey that we're on right now. We're all affected, and there's no going back. We're on this ride. The Ten of Bows also depicting this burden now that's placed upon us, and this is a bleak road ahead. Yeah. Underneath, Five of Pentacles. This is self-isolation, I think. Depicts it pretty well. Worrying about the family, worrying about the children, worrying about resources, worrying about this virus, worrying about sickness. How's it going to hit us? How's it going to hit the economy, the stock market? Will I have enough food to eat? Will I have enough medicine? Will I have to go to the hospital? All of that stuff. This is in this card. And the Five of Stones is the WildWood Tarot, and this is called Endurance, this card. So this is somebody who is in this cave. All they have is this fire. Outside is this storm. They're just trying to think, how am I going to get through this difficult time? But they do have a fire. There are resources here. It's just less than they normally do, because they're not there. This is a great card for a depiction, I mean, for social isolation here, isn't it? And then outside here is a storm, and so this lightning is really reminiscent of the tower. The tower has, the lightning struck the tower, and now we just have to get through this time. And this is really bringing us into the bare necessities. What do I have now? We're not able to really think that far into the future, because we don't know what the future is going to hold now. When we can go back to whatever we consider as normalcy, we're really stuck here now, dealing with what we have, for the most part. In the near future is the Eight of Cups. This came up again, or this has come up again now, because it came up before, I should say, in the last reading. So this really is us moving on. This is the virus having come and gone. It has taken its casualties. These are the cups knocked over, but some remain standing. And now we're moving ahead to what is next. The sky's cleared. The moon is out here. You can see it's full. It may be a time signature to the next full moon when we're at this state. I didn't ask my guides. I really should, but if I can find, I don't know even, my pendulum's here. Let me do that just for a second. Oh, it is a time signature. So something significant towards a full moon coming up, in terms of this thing really having shifted, and us now thinking about moving ahead and how are we going to move on from this. So the WildWood Tarot, this is the Eight of Vessels, and this is a flow. Things are starting to flow again. And yeah, the Eight of Vessels is about abundance coming back, I think, to this water flowing. The Clarifying card. The Clarifying card's an interesting card. It's really a card of reflection here. It's the Seven of Cups. So what my guides tell me, this is really us having been so caught up in our human interests, our human endeavors, our desires, our goals, our ambitions, that we have forgotten how we have affected the planet. And they want us to look at this background and try to think, how did we bring this on? How did we cause this to happen? We caused the coronavirus by living out of balance, because we weren't cognizant of how, or we weren't even aware that anything, we're living in our heads, right? We're not even aware that we're vulnerable here. When there were warnings, there have been warnings for quite some time that something like this could happen. And then here it has happened because we have been distracted. We have also been out of touch, and we've been out of touch for a very long time, out of balance with the earth, with our beautiful planet here. And I'm looking for the 7 of vessels here. Give me 1 second. Here it is. So this was the first card that came up in terms of this. The Wildwood. What I'm trying to say is, so this is the card that my guides first chose for this position, and this is the 7 of vessels, and so this has a little bit of a different connotation. This has to do with us mourning, us grieving for those who have died from this virus or complications from the virus, with what we have lost, with what the earth has lost, and this is the state we're in right now. It's a state of mourning, but also this, I think, is our impact on the earth, and again reminding us we have caused this. This is the human skull. We have bought the imbalance. The future, my guides chose the Star. The Star is a healing card. It's about coming into balance. It's about true healing on every single level, spiritually, psychologically, mentally, physically. This is us coming into a higher consciousness regarding our relationship with each other and the earth. And this coronavirus, my guides say, was karmic. It was something that was came out of our karma, our creation, to teach us, to show us where we're at, and the danger of the precarious nature of our current way of life on this planet, and how it's bringing us to this particular state where these kinds of pandemics can occur and can end us. We have to understand this state of imbalance to bring it into balance, and how, conversely, when we step back from our constant state of activity on this planet, without regard to its impact on nature, the wildlife, the environment, even the temperature of the earth, how quickly it can come back into balance and healing. And we are seeing that in the introduction. There were photographs of how clean the environment can get so quickly, what happened in China, what's happening all over the world. And I want you to, notice it in your own environments, just out of curiosity, maybe. How much cleaner is your air? How many more birds are you seeing? How many more animals are you seeing in your environment? Because the animals are just now. They're like, oh, humans are gone. We're gonna hang out, and that's a really powerful thing. Just think about it. What happens when we retreat and we stop? Mindlessly the trampling around with our pollution and our noise, our light pollution, our plastics, all of that stuff. When we stop just living on this planet as if it's some kind of some kind of virtual Disneyland or something, and we are forced to use less, to do less. Think about our impact, and so this is a time when, and I pray this is true, but they tell me this is a time when we really start having this realization that we do need a new Green Deal. We really do need to live on this planet in a better way, because it's so much better for us anyway, in every way. When we need less, when we are more or we have more quiet time, when we do retreat and withdraw our carbon footprint, what miracles can happen. So that is the other side of the coronavirus, and it is here to teach us that how quickly the earth can heal. when we step back, and it's forced us to step back to be able to see that. This is the, I meant the coronavirus has forced us to do that. This is the WildWood version of the star card, the pole star. And you can see we're walking into a higher consciousness of our relationship with the universe, with the divine energy, whatever you want to call it, with nature, connecting up with this higher reality, this realization that we are part of this divine plan. We're continuing on our journey in a more mindful and more enlightened way because of what has happened. I did get a oracle card for us from my guides. From they chose one from Messange Oracle Guidebook by Ravynne Phelan, and that card is honoring Gaia. The earth upon which you dwell is more than just a rock, covered in white stone and dirt. The earth beneath your feet, the mountains, the forests, the rivers, lakes, oceans, and the air you breathe are all part of a magical living entity. She is our eternal mother, our provider, and our home. She is Gaia. Gaia gives us life. Without her, we would not be. Honor Gaia by seeing the truth of what she is. Honor Gaia by loving her as you would love yourself. So I want to let people know that we're experiencing this as a transformation, and also as a time to find our empowerment. That's what the Nine of Swords, that card, reminds me of, us feeling so frightened, and everything we hear, like you're a victim and there's nothing you can do about it. And the thing is that the coronavirus is a virus. I know it's a potent virus, and it's something that we are struggling with. But in the meantime, there are things that we can do. And like we do with any flu season or cold season, we need to remember that we can boost our immune systems. We can choose good nutrient. This is the time to look around for your herbal teas and, your reishi mushrooms and all the things that you might normally take, or even research how to boost your immune system. Even honey, ginger, and lemon, if you have that around, have a cup of tea. They won't hurt. I'm not saying they're a panacea. I'm not a doctor or even an herbalist or anything like that to tell you what to take. But what are you going to do? A lot of people who think they're potentially sick with the COVID-19 and they're just kind of told to stay at home and wait. You can do positive, good, healthy things for yourself. Also, fear is harmful to the immune system. So how do you combat fear and anxiety? Turn off the news. Don't feed into the fear, because that's not good for your health. Listen to beautiful music. I think music is one of the most healing things and harmonizing things for your nervous system. There's wonderful things on YouTube. I was just listening to Hildegard de Bingen, who's such an amazing a healing spirit. Soothing relaxation, that's one of my favorite relaxing music channels. Find something like that. Meditation, even just watching like something that is on television that's light and fun and takes your mind off things, reading a good book. Those are really anything that you normally would do if you were sick or worrying, that would make you feel better. It's really important to come into balance, come into harmony, come into your meditation, your yoga. One of the pictures that I included in the introduction, those two pictures of the in the hospital, they were doing Qigong. They're finding that it's a way to help calm everything down. This was in China, and also strengthen their patients' immune systems and get them into a better space, and also to bring people together into this harmony. What a wonderful thing to do. There's all kinds of things we can do. And then I know a lot of people are sewing masks for hospitals, and you can put your energies into things like that. Or there's people starting, those little libraries that people have in front of their houses. People are filling them up with food. And again, nextdoor.com, it's such a great resource. In my neighborhood, it continues to be, I think, probably a lifesaver. There's so much organization there, asking what do people need. There was somebody who needed distilled water because of their some kind of medical device they were using, and surely enough, they have plenty now because people saw the need and they stepped in. These are things we can do. We don't have to be like the Nine of Swords, where we're just passively waiting for the worst to happen and praying it doesn't. We can take action and, coming through this with service and compassion. Or if you need help, please ask for help. That's the other side of it too. If you need to receive, please don't think you're too much trouble or you don't deserve the help. Everybody needs help. If you're scared, reach out. So saying that, I want to give you my love. I'm still doing readings and things like, that, introducing people to their guardian angels. So, hey, let me know if you want a session. But otherwise, I really want to send my love, my prayers to you. And again, for those who believe in prayer, don't forget about prayer. Prayer is one of the quickest ways of connecting with our higher consciousness, with divine consciousness, with the angelic realm. And just the act of prayer alone can be really uplifting and healing. So you guys take care. I'll be with you soon.